students, welcome to today's session, FX Theories, Uses and Gratification Theory. Introduction. The Uses and Gratification Theory of Communication is a theoretical framework that focuses on the understanding why people actively choose and use media to fulfill specific needs and desires. Unlike traditional media theories that often emphasize the effects of media on individuals, Uses and Gratification Theory places emphasis on the active role of audience in selecting and interpreting media content. Objectives of the lesson: understanding Uses and Gratification Theory, Uses and Gratifications Theory in the digital era, pros and cons of Uses and Gratification Theory. Now, let us understand in detail about Uses and Gratifications Theory. The theory emerged in the mid-20th century as a response to the limitation of earlier media theories that focused primarily on the effects of media on audience. Instead of viewing the audience as passive recipients of media messages, scholars in Uses and Gratifications tradition explored the active role of individuals in selecting and using media for specific purposes. It is important to note that the theory evolved over time and various scholars have contributed to refining its concepts and applications. Here are some important components and concepts associated with this theory. Active audience. Unlike theories that portray audiences as passive recipients of media messages, Uses and Gratification Theory sees the audience as actively selecting and using media based on their needs and desires. Individuals are seen as making conscious choices about what media to consume. Gratifications. The theory identifies specific gratifications or rewards that individuals seek from the media use. These gratifications can be categorized into various types, including information, personal identity, entertainment, social integration, and escapism. People choose media that they believe will fulfill these specific needs. Individual differences. The theory recognizes that different people have different needs and preferences. Factors such as personality, social context, and life experiences play a crucial role in shaping an individual's media choices. What satisfies one person's need for information may differ from another person's preference for entertainment or social connection. Functionality of media. Uses and Gratification Theory views media as a means to an end. Individuals use media as tools to achieve specific goals or satisfy particular needs. Media consumption is purposeful and driven by the desire to fulfill psychological or social needs. Social and psychological integration. Media use is seen as a way for individuals to integrate into society or cope with their lives. People may use media to connect with others, reinforce their social identity, or escape from the stress of daily life. Audience as decision makers. The theory suggests that individuals actively decide which media to consume based on their perceived ability to satisfy specific needs. This decision making process is influenced by the factors such as content, format, and the ability of alternatives. Dynamic relationship. The relationship between media and the audience is dynamic and reciprocal. As individuals' needs change, so do their media preferences. Likewise, media producers respond to audience demands by creating content that aligns with those needs. Examples of Uses and Gratification Theory. An individual actively participating in online forums and communities dedicated to a specific hobby or interest, such as photography or gaming, to express and reinforce their personal identity. A person regularly engaging with social media platforms to connect with friends, share life updates and stay in touch with their social network, addressing the need for social interaction. In professional scenario, a professional using online courses and webinars to acquire new skills and knowledge relevant to their career, addressing the need of personal and professional development. In social and political scenario, we see many discussions like television debates, online forums and news commentary platforms are ways in which individuals in India engage with media for civic participation. This reflects the gratification of being informed citizens and participating in public discourse. Online educational platforms and tutorials are increasingly popular in India. Individuals may use these resources to acquire new skills, enhance their knowledge or prepare for exams, serving the gratification of personal growth and education. Audience may engage with media content that reflect their cultural identity such as regional films, traditional music or historical dramas. Additionally, patriotic content, especially during national events or festivals, can serve the gratification of reinforcing one's cultural identity and sense of nationalism. Social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram and WhatsApp are widely used in India for connecting with friends and family. Users share updates, photos and communicate with each other, fulfilling the social integration, gratification and maintaining social relationships. Uses and gratification theory in digital era. The digital era has significantly influenced and transformed the landscape of media consumption, and the uses and gratification theory continues to be relevant in understanding how individuals engage with media in this context. Let's understand with few concepts. Multifaceted media consumption. With the rise of digital platforms such as social media, streaming services and online news sites, individuals have wide array of choices. The uses and gratification theory helps explain why people choose specific digital platforms based on their needs for information, entertainment, social interaction and more. User generated content and participation. The digital era has seen a surge in user generated content on platforms like Instagram, YouTube, etc. Users actively contribute content reflecting the gratification of self-expression, personal identity and social interaction. Personalization and customization. Digital platforms often use algorithms to personalize content recommendations. Users actively engage with these platforms, selecting and customizing their preferences to receive content that aligns with their specific needs and interests. Interactivity and engagement. Digital platforms facilitates the creation of online communities and forums where individuals can actively participate in discussions. Users engage in these communities to satisfy social integration needs, share experiences and seek advice. On-demand consumption. Digital platforms allow users to consume content on demand, providing flexibility in when and how they engage with media. Users actively choose what to watch, reflecting the gratification of entertainment and escapism. Mobile connectivity. The widespread use of smartphones enables constant connectivity. Users engage with mobile apps for communication, information retrieval and entertainment, aligning with gratifications of social interaction, information seeking and entertainment. User and feedback reviews. Before making decisions, individuals often seek user-generated reviews and ratings on platforms like Amazon, TripAdvisor, etc. This reflects the gratification of information seeking and decision making assistance. Personal branding and self-presentation. Users actively curate and present themselves on social media, reflecting the gratifications of personal identity, self-expression and social validation. Ephemeral content. Platforms incorporating features like stories or snaps offer content that disappear after a short period. Users engage with these features for gratification of immediacy, spontaneity, and temporary social interaction. News consumption patterns. Individuals actively choose digital platforms for news consumption based on their preferences for real-time updates. Diverse perspectives or specific topics aligning with the gratification of staying informed. Uses and gratification theory in day-to-day life. As individuals, we actively seek out and use media to fulfill specific needs and desires. And this is how we can relate our activities to uses and gratification theory. Social media use. Individuals use platforms like Facebook, Instagram or Twitter to connect with friends, share updates and receive social validation through likes and comments. Addressing the need for social interaction and recognition. News consumption. People may actively choose to read newspapers, watch news programs or follow online news sources to stay informed about current events, satisfying their need for information and knowledge. Entertainment choices. Watching movies, television shows or playing video games provide a form of escapism and relaxation, addressing the need for entertainment and break from daily stress. Podcast listening. Individuals listen to podcasts on topics of interest, gaining information and a sense of connection with hosts or communities that share similar interests. Online shopping. Shopping online allows individuals to satisfy their needs for convenience, and they may also seek reviews and recommendations from other users, addressing the gratification of decision-making assistance. Educational videos. Watching tutorial videos on online platforms to learn new skills from cooking recipes to DIY projects fulfill the need of educational and personal development. Video calling. Using video calling apps to connect with family and friends, especially when separated by distance, satisfy the need for personal connection and social interaction. Gaming. Playing video games offer entertainment and the sense of achievement as players progress through levels or accomplish in-game goals, addressing the need for both escapism and accomplishment. Fitness apps. Using fitness apps to track workouts, set goals, and monitor progress fulfills the gratification of health-conscious behavior and self-improvement. Blogging and vlogging. Individuals who maintain blogs or vlogs share their experiences, opinions, and creative endeavors, seeking self-expression and potential recognition from online audience. These examples highlight how the uses and gratifications theory is evident in the choices individuals make in their media consumption, whether it's information, entertainment, social interaction or personal development. The theory emphasizes the active role of individuals in selecting and using media to satisfy their diverse needs and desires in everyday life. Advantages of uses and gratification theory. The uses and gratification theory offers several advantages and insights for understanding media consumption and audience behavior. Let's understand in detail. Audience-centered perspective. The theory places a strong emphasis on the audience's active role in media consumption. It acknowledges that individuals are not passive recipients but actively choose and use media based on their needs and preferences. Diversity of needs recognizes the diversity of individual needs and gratifications. People use media for various reasons such as information, entertainment, personal identity, social integration and more. This framework allows for a comprehensive understanding of multitude of functions media serves. Dynamic and contextual. The theory acknowledges the dynamic nature of media consumption. Audience needs and preferences can change over time and across different situations. It provides a flexible framework to understand how media use adapts to evolving circumstances. Individual differences takes into account individual differences in media use. Different individuals may use the same media content for different reasons based on their personalities, social context and life experiences. Practical application offers practical insights for media producers and marketers. Understanding why people use specific media helps in creating content that aligns with audience needs, leading to effective communication strategies. Media policy and regulation provides a basis for media policy and regulation. By understanding the various needs audience seek to fulfill through media, policymakers can better address concerns related to content, accessibility and the impact of media on society. Consumer empowerment empowers consumers by recognizing their active role in media consumption. It emphasizes that individuals have agency in choosing and using media to satisfy their needs, contributing to a more nuanced understanding of media effects. Exploration of media forms. As new media forms and technologies emerge, the Uses and Gratification Theory provides a framework for exploring how individuals adapt their media use to incorporate these innovations in their life. Research opportunities offers rich opportunities for research. Scholars can investigate specific media consumption patterns, motivations and effects across diverse populations, contributing to a deeper understanding of media in society. Integration with other theories. The theory can be integrated with other communication theories. Researchers often combine uses and gratification with frameworks to gain more comprehensive understanding of media effects and audience behavior. Disadvantages of uses and gratification theory. While the uses and gratification theory is valuable in understanding media consumption, it also has some limitations and criticisms. Now let us understand in detail. Limited predictive power. The theory has limited predictive power. It can describe why individuals use media for certain gratification, but may struggle to predict specific media choices or behaviors in advance. Overemphasis on individual agency. Critics argue that the theory may overemphasize individual agency and underestimate the influence of social structures, cultural norms and institutional forces in shaping media consumption patterns. Difficulty in identifying unconscious gratifications. It may be challenging to identify unconscious or latent gratifications that individuals might not be aware of or may not explicitly articulate. This limitation may result in an incomplete understanding of motivations. Assumption of rational decision making. The theory assumes that individuals are rational decision makers in choosing media to fulfill their needs. However, this assumption may not hold in all cases, especially when emotions, habits or external influences play a significant role. Neglect of media effects. Critics argue that the theory tends to neglect the potential effects of media content on individuals. While it focuses on why people choose specific media, it may not address the potential consequences or unintended effects of media consumption. Difficulty in generalization. Generalizing findings across diverse populations can be challenging. The theory acknowledges individual differences, making it difficult to establish universal principles that apply to all audience. Limited exploration of power dynamics. The theory may not adequately address power dynamics with media systems. It might not sufficiently consider issues related to media ownership, representation, and the influence of powerful actors in shaping media content. Static nature of needs. The theory assumes a relatively stable set of needs that individuals seek to satisfy through media. However, these needs may evolve over time, and the theory may not capture the dynamic nature of human motivations. Tendency for self-report bias. Research relying on self-report data such as surveys and interviews may be subject to bias. Individuals may not accurately articulate their motivations, and social desirable bias could influence their responses. Lack of historical and cultural context. The theory may not always provide a robust framework for considering historical and cultural contexts that influence media use. Different cultural and historical factors can shape media consumption patterns, and the theory may not fully account for these variations. While the uses and gratification theory offers valuable insights, researchers and scholars often acknowledge these limitations and may complement it with other theoretical perspectives to achieve a more comprehensive understanding of media effects and audience behavior. Summary: unlike traditional models that emphasize media effects, this theory asserts that audience are active decision makers who select media to satisfy various psychological and social needs, such as information, entertainment, personal identity, social integration, and escapism. It recognizes individual differences, the dynamic nature of media consumption, and multifaceted reasons people engage with media. The theory is valuable for its audience-centered perspective and practical applications in media production and marketing. Let's catch up in the next session.